Hi YouTube, just going to go over a firearm, my first firearm that I've ever purchased. I'm sort of going to do a little series of really each firearm that I have, why I have it, and what I like or don't like about it. I'm sort of going to go off the cuff here, so sorry if I pause or I'm just not really that good at YouTube videos. This is sort of my first time, but anyway. This is the first pistol that I bought. It's a Ruger SR9c compact. By the way, any pistol that or firearm really that I review for my channel, if you even want to call it a channel, they're always going to be unloaded. No magazine. No need to show you a magazine, at least for now, and nothing in the chamber. But anyway. This is my first pistol, Ruger SR9c. The C stands for compact. I bought this because it was small. It was really cost effective. I think I paid about $400 at the time for this pistol. And this was my first firearm. I bought this about 10 years ago, and it's 2018 for the date of, or year of this video anyway. So about this 10 years ago, my girlfriend at the time was going to move in with me, and I kind of said, if I'm going to have someone that I care about kind of living with me, I'd rather be prepared than not be prepared. And this was my first gun. I'd say within the first 50 rounds, this thing definitely gave me some good jam ups. I did not know a lot about ammunition at that time. I wasn't the most accurate. Mainly, I went with this instead of something like a Glock or the thing every pistol that everybody else talks about on the internet, because it had manual safety. It felt great in my hand. It was easy to take down, and like I said, it wasn't that expensive. My father also always had Ruger pistols. He always loved Ruger firearms. Loved them, loved them, loved them. I think my father moved to this country probably in the early 70s. And whenever he bought his first firearm, it was a Ruger. So really throughout my childhood, if I would go shoot with my father, where he would kind of go over safety and things like that, it was always a Ruger. So, I didn't know any better. It's kind of like cars. If you grow up in a Ford family, you're going to buy Ford. If you grow up in a Toyota family, you're generally going to go with Toyota. Anyway, so this was my first experience. Great firearm, minus the break-in period. I never was able to really get the sights where I wanted them, where they would just work great for me. Really, at this point, I kind of just feel like I'm not the best with polymer firearms, or maybe it's just this one. But as far as bang for your buck and something that works well, that you can defend your home, apartment, whatever with, this is a great gun, and this is definitely a great starter gun. I'm at the point now where this is one of 2 trainer guns that I use. I have a lot of relatives, whether it's brother-in-law, sister-in-law, that they've never shot a firearm and they want to learn. And typically when I bring them to 9mm, I let them shoot this. I don't really start them off with anything crazy like 45 ACP or anything like that. So this is one of 2 trainer guns that I used. I liked that, another thing, when it was loaded, this little flag would pop up, so you knew if there was something in the chamber. So for someone that is going to be new to firearms, if you're buying your first firearm to protect your home or yourself, this is a great firearm. I believe now there's even better options. I mean, there's like a Ruger Security 9 for, I've seen them go now on sale for under $300. That's a great deal. Ruger makes really good stuff. You won't be disappointed. Just make sure you don't go with cheap ammunition. If you're buying your first firearm, stay away from cheap ammo, and don't play too much Call of Duty and feel like you need to color slides and things like that. I usually don't do really anything to the firearm. I like to use it as is. I never even messed with the sights on this because they're good, but at this point, I think I've sort of evolved past this firearm, but I wanted it to stay the same. I like it for what it is. It is a great pistol. It was a good value, and I would say as far as my reliability rating, I'll give it, you know, maybe a 60%. But I do love this gun. This is my first firearm. I had a buddy that I kind of, you know, told him a little bit about my gripes about this firearm, and he's like, well, why don't you sell it? And I'm like, man, this is my first firearm. I do actually really like this firearm. It's just my first, so I'm not getting rid of it. This is going to be mine forever. So thanks, Ruger, for this. You know, like I said, this is great for anyone that's starting up. You know, if you don't want to invest too much in it, it's just really good for learning. You know, you're going to have a manual safety, so you're not going to shoot yourself like that NFL player. And well, you might still do that if you're just very careless. You should probably take classes and, you know, or a course or something, or have someone that you know, maybe you've got a relative in law enforcement or someone that's military. There's always someone that can show you how to properly use these things. If you don't know what you're doing, just don't do it. don't get into it. Coleon Noir, I believe, you know, famous channel guy. He said, you know, I think he had a video of why you shouldn't get into guns. Well, it happened to me, man, and he was right. It is expensive once you get into it, but if you're just getting into protecting yourself, protecting your home, and you need a good firearm, don't look past Ruger, man. This is a good firearm. You know, really a lot of the issues that I had, I think, with this firearm were really myself. Judgment calls with ammunition, and just sort of being an idiot myself. You know, I knew the safety part definitely from the get-go, but definitely wasn't perfect with my choices as far as ammunition and knowing about the product. And that's the thing is, you know, go ahead and do some research, know the product. It doesn't matter what type of firearm it is. If you feel like it's going to work for you, give it a try. And like I said, I'll upload some more videos soon on some other firearms that I own and why I own them. So appreciate the time, and have a good day.